Hello internets, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live from the Coral Hall compound to bring you another StarCraft 2 commentary. If you hear stuff in the background, it's my girl. She's been kind of drinking, and well, so have I. She's listening to her music, dancing around, doing her thing, while I'm doing my thing on the computer. That's right, that is right. So, going into the game a little bit, we're going to see Mark spawning as the Red Terran. His opponent is going to be another Terran. It's going to be Builder, and right off the bat, I feel that Builder is going to have an advantage, just not only the fact that he's Blue Terran, and he has a cool little symbol right on his command center, but his name is Builder, and Terran build things. So Mark is just kind of an average, normal name, while Builder, I mean, he builds things. That's like kind of fighting a dude whose nickname or whose name is, you know, Warrior. You're kind of at a disadvantage right off the bat. But, like I said, this is Coral Hall Compound. I think this was introduced in Season 6. Carry over to Season 7. But this was actually played about a week ago, so it might actually be a Season 6 replay. But other than that, we can see Builder's just building his supply depot and putting down a barracks. And we see Mark is doing the exact same thing. No refinery just yet. And we're looking over at the APM count. We see a little bit of an under 20 average for both players. So I would say this is about gold, platinum level play. More along the lines of lower platinum, because I'm still stuck in platinum, and that's just kind of bumming me out. I can't break into the Diamond League. It's just everything has just switched over so much from the... I mean, I missed about a season and a half, 2 seasons, and everything just kind of went to Crazyville, and I can't really keep up quite just yet. But I would say these guys are lower platinum level, maybe mid-platinum gold level players, definitely. And we already see a divergence of play. Builder's putting down a 2-barrack play, while over in Mark he's just putting down his second supply depot. That's definitely going to put a hamper on the food supply on both players. I mean, Command Center is coming in at about exactly the same time, so just a slight divergence of play from both players. Nothing too crazy just yet. We see Mark is just scouting around in his base to make sure there isn't any kind of secret bunker being put down, while at the same time Builder is finally putting down his second supply depot. Mark did scout off that second barracks. He's going to put down a bunker in retaliation to be able to hold off a quick push that he assumes is coming. Man, that's delicious. We see finally the first of the OP mules is put down, harvesting about 1,000 minerals per trip, which is why Terran is able to keep up economically with me while I have 17 bases to his 2. But, wow, looks like Builder's putting down a 3rd barracks, so we're going to see a very, very, very quick marine push since he's not harvesting any gas. I mean, he could actually have started harvesting gas right off the bat, get his 100 gas and make these 2 barracks into reactor barracks, which would have been more cost effective than this 3 barracks push that he's doing. But Mark is just sitting pretty, hanging out with his bunker here. He's gonna go ahead and fill up with Marines while he's gonna take his command center very early on. I wonder what this SCV is doing. He's just hanging around so far, but he's gonna go ahead and scout around the map while Builder's just gonna put down a lot of Marines. So I'm interested to see exactly what's gonna happen, because Mark is actually putting down 2 more barracks really quickly, actually, comparatively to any other normal build order. And I mean, compared to Builder, these barracks are already done and coming, and a nice squad of Marines are gonna push forward. Mark sees that. He's gonna go ahead and put down those oh crap bunkers, but really this one bunker is fine. With the second bunker, he's gonna be a-okay. I mean, this bunker's gonna finish by the time these Marines gonna get here. This third, and putting down a lot of, already bringing over the SCV, pulling down a lot of SCVs actually to repair this as soon as the Marines get here. But really, he could actually take about half of these and just repair the ones that are being focus fired down. Like I said, that bunker is finished by the time these Marines did get here. They're going to go ahead and load up, and they're going to be a-okay. The push is finally going to come down, and we're going to go ahead and see exactly what happens. Yeah, Builder sees those bunkers and says, I want no part of that, and he's going to go ahead and pull back home. So very great play. Mark finally saw that he is a-okay right now. I mean, 3 bunkers is perfectly fine. I mean, 2 would have been okay. Really, 1 was enough to repel this kind of attack from Builder. Now, in retaliation, Builder's going to go ahead and put down his second refinery. Already has his one up and running, and go ahead and put down his command center. But he is way late. I mean, his is about a quarter of the way done, while Mark's is already completed into the orbital command. I'm assuming he's just going to go ahead and float it up, land it down, and add his natural expansion. Wow. Well, they can see each other. There must be some sort of ceasefire going on because nothing has happening as of yet. Must be some kind of Mexican standoff. I'm interested to see exactly what's going to happen here. And I'm going to go ahead and keep the camera on this part of the map before anything else happens while I'll take another couple of drinks. Looks like Mark wants no part of that single Marine. This entire squad is full of just Joe Schmoes, while this right here is Captain America. So he doesn't want to attack just yet because bad things might possibly happen. Looks like... Okay. It looks like the orbital command is finally down on his expansion, while Builder did the oh crap move and put down a couple builders at his natural expansion of his own. His is actually done and going to go ahead and float on over. And finally, a chase is on, a foot race to see exactly who is faster. But you know what? Mark decides with his big old squad, he decides not to push forward too much. I did see a factory go down. Who's building that factory? It looks like Mark is putting down. His about a 75% done, while Builder is completed with his putting down a tech lab already on it. So more than likely going to see some siege tank play going down because that's just the obvious choice after failing with that 3 racks push right off the bat. He's actually turning his expansion into a orbital command while putting down 2 refineries at his natural. So that's going to be a lot of gas being put down, while not much. There is about, I would say about 10 SCV. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 SCVs mining minerals. A good chunk over here at his expansion. And looking over in Mark's base, he has a nice saturation at his main. Not so much at his natural, but that is a-okay considering that his opponent is doing far worse than he. And like I said, Siege Tank is being researched while a couple of Siege Tanks are being pumped out. We see Tech Lab put here, Tech Lab there, Reactor here. So Builder is actually going into a late standard build order. I mean, standard when I played heavily. I mean, for all I know right now, Thor pushes are standard. But Mark is actually just has a big ball of Marines, some Marauder backup. Factory is already pushed down with the second factory actually being put down as well, and a Tech Lab on both. So heavy siege tank play by both players. No starport yet from either. So it looks like it's going to go ahead and turn into a mech fallout. I spoke too soon because Builder is putting down his starport. It's not going to be finished anytime soon, but still, he's going to go ahead and be in the advantage in the early game at least, or in the earlier than Mark with those medevac play. And medevac is just a staple in Terran play. I don't care what year it's going to be. I think medevac is going to be a staple in StarCraft 2 forever, ever, and ever with Terran play anyway.
Like Outcast. Forever, ever.
And ever, ever. And ever, ever. Stim is researched by both players at pretty much the exact same time, but it looks like Builder is actually has enough tech labs to support Stim Pack and Combat Shield, while he's already put down an double engineering bee actually start churning out those upgrades, while Mark isn't even decided. Oh, actually Mark has double. Man, am I seeing a mirror? Finally, an attack does happen and looks like a little bit of a push forward. Sieging up is Builder, and Mark doesn't want any part of that. He's going to pull back a little bit. He does have the siege tank advantage, and oh, Builder is just getting a little bit too ahead of himself. A couple of volleys of the siege tanks do attack Builder, but doesn't enough to kill any kind of units. Builder is decided to unsiege and pull back as he sees he is unable to penetrate this kind of defenses just yet. Marcus is going to go ahead and start sieging up, sieging forward. He's actually pulling back. You actually don't want to do this, especially leaving these couple of siege tanks right here. Very unprotected, really. They're out of position. They just don't want that to happen. You want to do a slow, if you want to do a slow push forward, you want to overlap the fields of fire from those siege tanks while having the Marine and Marauders there as a backup. Finally, the SCV does go down. But like I was saying before, I mean, the build order of these two players is very nearly on time with each other, which makes me suspect that Mark actually made a computer called Builder, and the computer or the AI bot is actually making a build order that Mark actually did himself. So we're actually seeing a Mark versus Mark right now from my decision making. Wow, never mind. Way to call me an asshole, Mark. and throw my my hypothesis right out the window. You're building a command center, so he's going to go ahead and take his third. He senses he has the economic advantage, both macro and, I guess, both macro-wise. He does have the siege tank advantage. He has the army advantage. Right now, he's going to go ahead and push forward. The single marine does spot everything that is going on, and he's just going to go ahead and hang out and die. So it's a little push forward by Builder, but that is not enough. There is a siege tank at the high ground, and it looks like Mark is just going to go ahead and set up his containment. There is a lot of overlapping fields of fire by a lot of siege tanks. But right now, it looks like Builder is put up against a wall, and this is just a great play by Mark. Pushing forward, containing his opponent. Well, I mean, I would actually like to see a couple of siege tanks right here just to contain any kind of SCV to be put down, putting down a command center here. Like, that's actually going down right now. Or I would actually like to see him put on just a small squad of his force and contain his opponent completely while he's busy taking his third. But he's going to go ahead and take his third or morph it into an orbital command before moving it over to his third expansion, while at the same time Builder is just kind of saying, having second thoughts. He does know he is contained fairly well, so he doesn't want to expand himself and get too greedy too soon. A push forward by a single Marauder, and he survives with 7 HP. Give that guy a medal, give that guy a purple heart. He deserves it for taking volleys from 3, or actually maybe 2, different siege tanks. Still, no starport on Mark's side of the field. He is keeping up with his engineering bit production, keeping up with his upgrade, but no starport quite yet. And if he lets that fall behind too much, Builder's going to have a nice medevac backup to be able to heal his units. Right now, Builder does have the smaller army, but with these medevacs could do a ton of difference in the whip. Both players scan at the exact same time, spot each other's siege tanks at the exact same time, and the volley does happen. Stim is used. Mark pushes forward to try to take down all of these siege tanks, but the siege tanks are placed perfectly at a nice distance from each other. None keeps pushing forward, but the medevac support is there for Builder and is healing his units, unsieging a couple of siege tank Mark does, but again the contain does happen and is still in place for Mark, and most of Mark's infantry was taken out, while a couple of siege tanks were taken out for Builder. In the units lost tab, we see Mark has lost 57, 58, 59 units, 59 units, and a scan does reveal a siege tank. It is in the range of fire for Builder, so another siege tank does go down, so 60 units have been taken out. But at the same time, Mark said, neener, 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 I took your high ground siege tank. So that was an even exchange on scans, but that was a huge loss in Builder's advantage, because Mark lost a lot. He lost most of his infantry, if not a lot. I mean, he lost pretty much 95%. Don't fall over.
Okay.
You alright? Alright, cool. So, like I was saying, Mark lost about 95% of his army infantry, while Builder didn't lose all that much. But in the meantime, Mark is taking his third. Like, man, Mark is actually reading my mind. He's containing Builder to 2 bases, while at the same time Mark is taking his third. But with that medevac support drops, our incoming Builder is going to go ahead and push forward with a full squad of a medevac, but nothing can shoot up. Builder's just going to drop them all to take out a single siege tank. That was a lot of units committed to taking out one siege tank. Builder, what are you doing? And that's not what you want to be doing just yet. Builder, in the meantime, took a secret third. He said, you know what, block me off from my natural third. I'll take my natural fourth as my third in a sneaky sort of way. And Mark hasn't taken advantage of his third quite just yet. I mean, he does have a nice saturation here. He's pretty much mined out at his main with a couple of SCVs just hanging out doing nothing. So I would actually like to see him just keep up a little bit with his wow. There we go, Mark. Good job. Looks like you were just listening to me. Do that again. Awesome. So right now both players are in kind of a stalemate, but it looks like Builder wants to push forward, does not, because there is just too many siege tanks right here in place to be able to contain them here. Banshees are coming to play. A cloaked Banshee is going to go ahead and go down from Builder. Is going to go ahead and take out one siege tank and keep pummeling this second one until it dies. Finally, a scan does reveal that cloaked Banshee, but a little too late. He's already taken out 2 siege tanks, so that Banshee has already paid for itself. Cloak is almost going to run out. He still has about 20 seconds left. Managed to sneak out 3 siege tanks, so Builder is doing very well for himself right now. Just go ahead and poking back and forth, making sure he doesn't get caught off guard by a scan. Mark doesn't want this siege tank to fall. It looks like Builder is getting a little bit greedy, and finally that Banshee does go down. What do you think of that Banshee going down, baby? Stupid man indeed. Stalemate. But I would say Mark's in the lead just because he has 3 bases up. You're not even wearing a bra, aren't you? Ah, awesome. I like it. Huge battle going on. You guys watch it. I'll watch my girl. All right. Hey, Pet Minotaur dance is pretty awesome, I would say. Finally, a nice saturation on this floor that I'd actually like to see Mark just put down 3 more command centers. Why the hell not? He's floating about 2,000 minerals, 100 gas. Finally, a nice transfer of workers from Builder is going down, but really, that was obviously finally did break his contain. Gonna go ahead and take his natural third while at the same time already has a full saturation on his force. So Mark is falling behind on his macro, but that is okay. That is a-okay. I'm rooting for Mark. I'm pretty sure Mark is gonna win just because he's awesome. No, wait, no, I'm going for Builder. He has a cooler name. Go Builder. It looks like Builder is finally starting his 2-2 upgrades. Well, Mark finally, he still only has 1-1, not making any kind of usage. Not making any kind of usage of his double engineering bay quite yet, and having a lot of SCVs just hanging around. A nice drop is going to happen right here at Mark's third. It doesn't look like he notices it just yet, and if the command center is focused, fire down, this orbital command is going to go down quite easily. Finally, the attack is happening on the orbital command. Mark is going to go ahead and pull his units to try to defend, but not before that orbital command goes down. It looks like Builder's just going to go ahead and pack up and go home. I mean, why not? A stim from Mark does go forward. He's going to go ahead and take out 1 medevac, 2 medevacs, 3 medevacs, but the damage has been done. Builder could actually just swing around and go ahead and drop here since Mark's entire army is out of position. But like I was saying, if I were Mark, I would just go ahead and focus on keeping the SCVs under control. Go ahead and look in the options tab. You could set up notifications here that have come up on this left side of the field or left side of your vision. And whenever you have an idle worker, it pops up. You can just go ahead and click on it. It'll zoom in on it. And wow, like I was saying, Builder is going to go ahead and drop his entire army of like 8 units on top of that siege tank, take it out quite easily, and just attack wherever the army isn't of Mark. Mark is going to go ahead and do the scramble to his main base. He's going to go ahead and push forward with the medevacs of 0 units. Let a couple of units fall, and Builder just gets a little bit antsy seeing all those medevacs coming forward. Strands a Marauder with 4 kills. Man, that guy was decorated. How dare you let it fall in this. Wow, nice move by Mark to be able to chase down these medevacs. I mean, unfortunately, they aren't filled with units, but still, 3 free medevacs kills. Why not? Vikings are going to go ahead and put down by Mark to deny any more harassment drops, but the damage has been done, really. It looks like Mark is in just a bad spot right now. I mean, he's retaking his third, while at the same time, Builder has his third and has this secret expansion. Mark doesn't even know that expansion is up just yet. I mean, he knows that third is taken, but he doesn't know that this fourth is taken, but he's just going to go ahead and spot it right now. This is just a terrible feeling in your stomach when you see this. Seeing an expansion that you did not expect is just a bad feeling. I'm sure any StarCraft 2 player can attest to that. Cloak Banshee is going to go ahead and harass the main army. 2 volleys do take down a siege tank. Another volley takes down a siege tank. A stim forward, a scan, and it's going to take down one Banshee. Might take down 2, 3, 4. All 4 Banshees were taken down. Wow, very good play by Mark. Whether that was luck, that was skill, I don't care. Good job, Mark, on taking care of all those cloaked Banshees. The main base of Builder is mined out. The expansion of Builder is mined out. No saturation on his third. It looks like Mark is gonna go ahead and bombard from a distance the 4th base of Builder. Finally, the army of Builder is on the field of play. It's going to go ahead and push forward. Mark stims forward to try to catch it. And finally, a nice little battle is going down. But a bigger arch for Builder. But the bigger army of Mark is going to go ahead and prevail, especially with that huge medevac support. I mean, it looks like there's a single medevac for every single infantry unit of Mark. Vikings are going to push forward, trying to take out as many medevacs as possible. Finally, the healage has begun on this planetary fortress. Builder pulls around to take care of the bombardment of the sieged up tanks. And finally, all the medevacs are taken out. And a non-medevac support Terran army versus a medevac support Terran army is just gonna retreat a little bit. And finally push forward with this fresh squad. All the SCVs are going to be pulled to heal this planetary fortress, but I think there's just too much DPS handling by this Terran army of Mark, and all the SCVs decide to go home, siege up these siege tanks. You don't want to have them unsieged. You just, there's a stemmed army. Mark, bro. Mark. Come on, man. They were on siege. One stim could have taken out most of them. Come on, dude. Come on. Anyways, Mark's army is going to go ahead and congregate in the middle, while Builder is going to go ahead and build. Ha! Pun intended, yo. I guess his natural 4th, or unnatural 4th, while having a huge saturated 3rd and a small drop by Mark. Is going to go ahead and attack randomness. Sees a single Marine, says, fuck that, I don't want any part of that. I have 8 Marines, but I don't want that. Pulls back home, gonna go ahead and take out this refiner, and this sensor tower. In the meantime, Mark is gonna head and put down his 4th command center of the game. Taking a look at the APM tab, we see an average about the same, so still I would say low plat, high gold, or maybe mid plat. Units lost tab, it looks like Mark is finally chugging forward and make sure and kept everything even. He did have a huge disadvantage at the early game, but this looks like it's going to be a go ahead and be a nice, awesome attack for him. He's going to be able to take down this command center very, very quickly. Going to take down a couple of SCVs in the process. Builder loses the command center, while he's going to go ahead and do the oh crap thing by defending his natural 3rd while having 10,000 SCVs on 8 mineral patches. The stim does go forward, pushes forward, and try to take down much damage. Mark sees the siege up siege tank and decides, I don't want any part of that. Gets out of range. Good play by Mark to keep out of those siege tanks range of fire, but he's still having a lot of units just scattered around the field. I would like to actually see him tighten up his gameplay a little bit more. Make sure there's no there's no units just hanging around randomly. Make sure all these barracks have add-ons onto them. I mean, this is a ton. This is wow. How many barracks are these? This is about 19 barracks. Most of them 16 barracks without add-ons. He could easily cut that down to about 8-9 barracks with add-ons and still have the same optimum effect. So if I could take anything away from this, Mark, just keep your macro up. Make sure there's no units just hanging around the map that you are not aware of. Keep add-ons on your barracks. I mean, these 4 barracks, yeah, that's cool, but 2 barracks with reactors is the same as 4 barracks if you're only trying to produce Marines. Take another shot, baby. Ah, you're fine. Well, at the same time, Tech Labs on about 3 of these is the same, equal to about 5 barracks. So I mean, just you know, add-ons on barracks are just key to an army. And a huge attack is going to go ahead and go down. Looks like it's going to be Marines versus Marines. Stims do go down. Stim is going down, and Builder is putting all his SCVs in one basket at the moment. It looks like the crater and medevac count is definitely in Mark's favor. But the army count, I cannot tell underneath this huge medevac wall, but it looks like Mark is going to be proven the victor. Even though there is a cloaked Banshee here. Poor Builder. Finally takes down that command center. Scan does reveal that Banshee. 2 more Banshees going on the field of play. The scan does reveal them both. Looks like, oh, that Banshee does survive with 8 HP, and Builder is just kind of stuck again in, on one base. Yeah, one base here. His main is mined out, natural is mined out, while Mark is just hanging out on. Wow, it's actually 1 base versus 1 base, so it's actually very even. Builder is building, retaking his 4th, while Mark has a couple of siege tanks here just for whatever reason. And his main army is back at home. I'm actually interested to see what happened to that big army that he had earlier. Marines are being produced out of 1920 barracks with no add-ons. And they're just going to go ahead and coalesce in the middle of the map to regroup, rejoin, and push forward for yet another attack. Builder is desperately trying to take another base since he only has this one, and they're about half. These mineral patches are about halfway done. Mark does reveal that his Builder's entire army is right here, so he's going to go ahead and group together here and push forward into Builder's main base. He's going to push forward. Catches a small squad. Decides he doesn't want to chase him down just yet. Finally pushes forward into the main base. Stims takes down a couple of units, takes down the bunker, gonna push forward, take down that SCV, and just hang out here for a second. Takes down the useless refineries, takes down that useless sensor tower. I'd actually like to see him push forward into the main base. Builder is just doing the oh crap, let's go ahead and move. There's a tornado coming in Tornado Alley in the United States from the Midwest. Let's go ahead and move to California where it's awesome. And Mark is going to go ahead and say BM Barracks. Yeah, it's happened to me before. Mark, you clearly won. Even if he does scatter these around the map, you can just go ahead and take your time and pick them off with your Vikings. Builder says sure. Just the kind of shenanigans you see when playing against people. I mean, this has happened before plenty of times. Actually, on this same map. This happened. A Terran player lifted off, hung out here, and I had to build a starport just to take him down. It was quite a bit annoying. Mark doesn't want to push forward just yet. I mean, taking out most of these units, he could actually stem. Even if he does do an even trade and lose his entire army for this entire army, Builder's entire tech structures are in the air. He can't build anything. So he shouldn't really worry. He finally does push forward. A nice little bit of a micro stutter step to take down the rest of Builder's army. And Mark does prove to be victorious. Not like notorious, but victorious. The hell is that?
This is 58. This is amazing.
Okay.
This is the song to slit your wrist by.
Why would you want to slit your wrists? Oh well, you know what? If you wanted to slit your wrists, this would be the song to do it.
Check me out. This is Nikki Sixx's band.
Is it?
58.
I thought it was 6 a.m.
No, this is before that. This is 58 from like 93.
Oh wow. We should watch Molly Crew's video hits. No? After this? Let me see your boobs. Woo! Oh, that's the name of the fucking song. Oh shit! This game is still going on. Jesus Christ! Damn, Mark, give me another longer game, please. Vikings going to go ahead and push forward with no backup from Marines, taking on every single medevac. While his army is going to go ahead and hang out here to make sure he doesn't retake his no mineral or gas, natural and main. Viking does land and gets surrounded by SCVs. Just 1A your way to victory, Mark, at this point. Stims forward, scans, reveals that planetary fortress, says, oh shit, I'm going to bombard from a distance. Says, fuck that, I want to go home. Surrounds it, takes it down in about 3.7 seconds. Builder GG's after doing BM barracks. Anyways, I'm going to get on out of here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave a comment down below on what I could do to make these more enjoyable for you. And god damn it, leave me a comment. I want comments. And if you have a replay if there's a replay that you would like me to do of your own game, leave it down below. I'll link to one of the major replay sites, and I might take care of it. No, I'll definitely take care of it. Take the time out of your day to leave a comment on this video after so long, then I'll go ahead and do it. I mean, why not? How are you, baby? You're good? I'm just going to keep going. I doubt anybody. Well, you know what? There was one guy who watched this at the end of the game. That was nuts. Alright, cool. I'm out of here, guys.